If you have just installed a fresh copy of Ubuntu 24.04 LTS and are not sure about what to do next, this video will guide you through the things you should do after installing Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. In this video, I will walk you through 24 crucial things you should perform after installing Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. These actions include tweaking the system and user interface, installing useful applications or packages, speeding up the performance, improving battery life on laptops, and enhancing the desktop experience, and much more. You can follow these post-installation steps for any version of Ubuntu. Now make sure to watch this video till to the end. If you find this video useful, please help me get at least 500 likes. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing to do after installing Ubuntu 24.04 is to update the system. Open the terminal and enter the following command to retrieve the latest package information from the sources and upgrade all the packages. Ubuntu 24.04 is supported for 5 years of software updates. However, if you prefer longer support, consider getting the Ubuntu Pro subscription, which provides software updates for 7+ years. It's free for personal use, and for the enterprise, you will need to contact Canonical directly for pricing. So 12 years of software updates is a long support period for a Linux distribution ever. Now by default, Ubuntu uses the Wayland display server if you have installed dedicated GPU drivers. However, on some systems with the older GPUs, the Wayland session may cause issues and lead to system freezes. If you face such issues, it's better to use XORG. To switch between different display servers, log out of Ubuntu, click on your username, and select the sprocket gear icon at the bottom right to choose XORG or Wayland and log back in with your password. The default apt package manager in Ubuntu may sometimes be slow. To fix this, consider replacing apt with Nala. You can install Nala by executing this command. Nala serves as a frontend for apt or dpkg, a package management library used by apt. It offers features such as parallel downloads, faster download speeds, color text, and easy installation. To take advantage of Nala's faster download speeds, run this command that filters the fastest mirrors. Now by default, Nala will filter the top 16 mirrors, and you can add the top 10 to your source list. The GDEBI is a convenient way to install Debian packages not available through the Ubuntu Software Center or repositories. Now simply run this command inside a terminal to set up GDEBI. Now download any deb package, right-click and choose to install with GDEBI. Now by default, the built-in terminal looks awful in Ubuntu, so consider using the Warp terminal. Download and install the deb package from the link in the description. create a free user account and start using it. This is how Warp Terminal looks like. You can customize it using the appearance settings. This is where you execute the shell commands. The Warp operates on a concept called blocks, which are interactive wrappers around the executed shell commands and is powered by AI. So when you encounter errors while running a command, select the block and click on this button to ask AI. Other features of the Warp Terminal include the built-in support for Git, intelligent code completion, community workflows, and much more. Now by default, Ubuntu comes with snap support, which many don't like. Snap packages tend to occupy more disk space and take longer to load, eventually slowing down the app's performance. If you face such issues, consider removing snap packages to improve Ubuntu's performance. Otherwise, leave it untouched. Anyway, I have made a dedicated video regarding this topic, so do check out the video link in the description. The Flatpak is a distribution-independent app store that allows running GUI applications within isolated environment. This is a perfect alternative to Snap Store. You can install Flatpak by running this command. Then add the FlatHub repository to gain access to thousands of GUI applications including Android Studio, VS Code, Chrome, and many more. Ubuntu ships with Mozilla Firefox pre-installed, but many users prefer using other web browsers. I like to surf the internet using Chrome web browser, which offers many features in addition to web browsing. Just download the deb file from the link in the description. Another decent option is to use the open source Chromium web browser. If you have a dedicated graphics card such as NVIDIA or AMD, it's recommended to install the valid GPU drivers for graphic-intensive applications. Ubuntu provides a secret command to install GPU drivers. Now, within the terminal, type this command to see a list of drivers. Now, in this case, it detected the NVIDIA discrete GPU and is providing the latest available GPU drivers. Look for the recommended driver and select its name. Then install the driver using apt or nala. In case you're unsure what driver works best for you, type this command and the system will figure out the GPU and install the appropriate driver. OBS Studio is a free open-source screen recording software that can capture screen recordings with the system or external audio. It also supports hardware encoding and uses GPU to produce high-quality screen recordings. OBS is a popular choice for recording gameplay, presentations, and more. This is the best tool to have in Ubuntu and can be installed with the following command. In the world of generative AI tools, you can install and run ChatGPT like LLMs offline on Ubuntu using Ollama. It is a free and open source tool that helps run large language models locally. You can run Llama 3, Mistral, Tiny Llama, and other models on Ubuntu. Now simply head over to this link, copy this code, paste it inside the terminal, and run the script. Now this will set up Ollama in a few minutes. Notice that it has detected NVIDIA GPU on my computer and uses it to generate faster output. Now let's try installing Llama 3 by running this command. Congratulations, you can ask anything to the model like ChatGPT to find the answers and works without the internet. Docker is a worthy tool to install after setting up Ubuntu. It simplifies the process of deploying and managing applications by providing lightweight containers that encapsulate everything needed to run the software. So if you're a developer or coder, then you must install Docker on Ubuntu by running the following commands. The GnomeTweaks allows you to tweak and control the behavior of the GNOME desktop environment. Install GnomeTweaks by running this command. Once installed, open the Tweaks application. Now with this tool, you can customize the user interface to your liking. For instance, you can enable or disable maximize and minimize buttons. Additionally, choose the Windows section and enable Center New Windows to have applications open in the center of the screen. An extension is a software that allows you to take your GNOME customization to the next level. These extensions allow you to apply themes, add fancy app transitions, as well as additional features such as blur effects. Install GNOME Shell Extensions Manager by running this command. I recommend installing these extensions to create a more futuristic GNOME experience. Now, installing essential packages can enhance your Ubuntu Linux experience. Now, run the following command to install Linux headers and additional useful packages. You can also boost your Ubuntu workflow by installing GUI applications like VLC, Resources, Transmission, Obsidian, and Spotify. Use Flatpak or Nala to install them easily. Now, some users on specific hardware may notice a higher battery consumption on Ubuntu than on Windows, especially on laptops. The easiest way to solve this problem on Ubuntu is to install Auto-CPUFREQ. This is a very useful tool that actively monitors the battery state, CPU usage, and temperatures and improves battery life without making any compromises. To set up Auto-CPUFREQ, go to this link, copy and paste this line of code into the terminal. Now once it's done, go to the app drawer and open the GUI tool. Now activate it to run as a daemon service by clicking on the install button. Now by default, it uses Profile to optimize the performance and battery life. If you want a peak performance, you can enable performance mode. If you don't want high performance, enable power saving mode for longer battery life. Installing Steam on Ubuntu can be a great addition for gamers who want to play a wide range of Windows games using Proton. Go ahead and run this command to set up Steam. Then run Steam with the following command. Once it's done setting up the Steam environment, log in with your Steam account, then enable Proton translation layer to play Windows games. Now click on Steam from the top right and choose Settings, then select Compatibility, enable Steam Play for all other titles and restart the Steam. It uses Proton Experimental by default and you do not have to change that in many cases. Now once you're done with the compatibility settings, you can go ahead and download the game as usual and launch it from Steam. If you have switched to Ubuntu from Windows and looking for a way to run some Windows applications, you can use bottles. The bottles introduce a new way to handle Windows binaries using runner environments. You can choose between a gaming and software environment based on the type of software you want to start. Advanced users can choose the custom environment to configure the bottle on their own. I have run specific Windows applications like IDM and Notepad++. Now keep in mind that you should not expect to run every Windows application. It's just an experimental build and works fine with very few Windows applications. Now, running virtual machines in Ubuntu is very easy. If your system supports high-end hardware, it's recommended to set up KVM, which allows the creation of virtual machines. Now go ahead and install QEMU or KVM and Word Manager by running this command. Now once it's done, open Word Manager and grab any operating system image and start running it inside a virtual machine. Ubuntu provides minimal customization to tweak your desktop. It offers light and dark themes as well as accent colors in the appearance settings. You can customize desktop icons and adjust the dock's appearance. Now within the dock section, you can move the dock panel to the bottom or right side of the screen. You can also have the option to turn off the panel mode. Now this way, the dock looks much cleaner and better. Also, there is a tiling option to be enabled and enhance your Windows tiling experience. The Nightlight is a key feature that is essential during the night times to reduce eye strain. It adjusts the color of your display according to the time of day, providing a warmer color in the evening. To enable Nightlight, navigate to Settings, select Displays, and click on Nightlight. Here, you can enable the Nightlight, schedule the activation time, and adjust the color temperature. You can also use fractional scaling to adjust the display size if you're running Ubuntu on a large monitor. It's also recommended to increase the size of all text in the user interface using the accessibility feature. If you have installed Ubuntu on a laptop, you need to adjust the touchpad settings. Then go to Touchpad and Mouse Settings and choose the touchpad. You can adjust the pointer speed and toggle on tap to click to simulate the selection without the need to press any buttons. Additionally, you can adjust the scrolling method and direction. When you click on Application Shortcut on the dock panel, the system opens the application. However, when you click it again, nothing happens. You can make the Gnome minimize the application if you click on its icon when the application is open. There is no app to fix this, but you can use this command to fix such issue. Now by default, Ubuntu cannot play video formats like MOV, AVI, MKV, and other media content due to a lack of codec support. To play popular media files, you can simply install the Multimedia Codecs by executing the following command. And that's pretty much it. These are the recommended top 24 things to do after installing the fresh copy of Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. Let me know what do you think about it in the comments section down below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been KSKRIO. I will see you in the next one.